Jyotish has many kinds of chakras, and these chakras are geometric shapes which are used for in depth analysis. So, this is a completely new format which is not commonly used. It is known to higher level astrologers who are in India, or the ones who traditionally learn this particular system, because in India there are many systems, and the most common ones which are available on the internet, they are just a few. They are not all of it. And Sarvato Bhadra is the most ancient, oldest design of a chart or a kundali that we use for predictions. So the rashis or the zodiac signs are placed in this particular manner in this chart. So as you can, if you can see my laser pointer, first one is Aries, then Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So this is a fixed format. It doesn't change with the ascendant like the regular charts. In this, you have to mark the ascendant wherever it is. However, ascendant is only for accuracy of the time. In this system, we mainly use planets that have the traditional planets, and ascendant isn't given as much importance in this particular system. So mainly moon, sun, moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and even the nodes are used in the system. And what we're going to do is, in this diagram we have placed we have expanded, okay, or zoomed out, and we have the rashis are still there exactly where I showed you earlier, and we have placed the nakshatras on the outside circle. So this is Aries, and at a diagonal from Aries we have the first nakshatra of Aries, that is Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, and so on. So this goes on in ascending order in a clockwise manner. So regular charts go anti-clockwise, but in this particular chart, the Sarvato Bhadra Chakra, we will be using the clockwise direction for setting up all the motion of the planets, the movement of the planets, the way nakshatras are placed, etc. Till 22nd, 21st, it will be the regular numbering of nakshatras, and we insert Abhijit over here as a specific nadi of its own. And there is a philosophy behind that. It is explained in depth in our classes, but right now I'm just going to skip the explanation, just tell you where Abhijit is supposed to be placed. That's 22nd nakshatra, and like I showed you earlier, it borrows space from Uttarashada and the next nakshatra. Therefore, the last nakshatra becomes Revati at number 28. Each nakshatra can be divided into 4 equal parts, and each part contains various Sanskrit sounds. So for understanding these sounds, you can refer to Wikipedia and go to nakshatra padas, and or just check out my Excel sheet for the same. So we have placed the sounds as per the system called Avakahada Chakra. So these are actually, this name comes from this section here, Avakahada. Avakahada Chakra. I'm just going to pronounce these things one time before taking you to the next screen, or let's just translate each sound to the nearest English equivalent, and I will just tell them what they sound like, so you will be able to differentiate when we are using the same letter, same English letter for 2 different sounds. So A, what I've written A, basically all kinds of vowel sounds come here. So A, E, I, O, U, all of them will be represented by this point. Then V, W, and B. These 3 will be represented by V. K, and there is a difference between this K and this K over here. There was space for just one letter, so I used Q to represent K. Then you have H over here, H as in happy, H. And D, this D, and the D on the top is different, because this one next to Pushya Nakshatra number 8, that one is like D for dog, and the one on top is more like they. That's the, this sound is they, and this is D for dog, like that. Then you have M and T. So there's a T here as well and here as well. In Hindi, it's there are different symbols used for this. So this is T and this is Th. So Th and T are different sounds, and you will say this one, the Th, with the tip of your tongue, and T is when you place the middle of your tongue when you touch it to your palate. Then you have P and R. So this R is similar to the Spanish or other, the Indian R, okay, it's R. And then you have N. Then you have Y. Y is not for E ever. So if someone can have a name starting with Y, it can be named Yvonne, but Yvonne will go in A, where you have vowel sounds, and it doesn't matter how you spell things. What for this technique to be applicable, you have to know how things are pronounced. So for example, USA, it sounds like yeah. So you will use this particular section for doing predictions related to USA. Then you have Bha here, Bha, and Bha for Bharat. This is the Bha of Bharat, and it is in it is next to Purvashada Nakshatra in Sagittarius. So this is Bha, and then you have Ja of all kinds, and Kha. This is Kha next to 22. Then you have Ga, and where you have S, there you have all kinds of S, like Say, She, like that. So, Sh, all kinds of S related sounds. Here, like I mentioned earlier, it's they, it's not the, like dog. And C represents ch, like Charles, or Charlotte, even though spelled with C, it will be Sir. And anything that is pronounced ch will be here. And if let's say it's a CAT, cat, it will be here. Cat will be used with K sound will be used for K sound will be used for doing predictions for anything that starts with C but still sounds like cat. Then you have L, that's the last one here. So for convenience, let us remove the outer layer and zoom in. These are all the same letters. The nakshatras are removed and you still have the zodiac signs for reference. And this is the final result, and we will use this diagram for the purpose of demonstration. Then you have today's transit, that is 31st of January 2025. I don't remember the time when I took this. And the sun is in Aquarius at 11 degrees 52 minutes. That will be Shatabhisha Nakshatra and the second pada of that, and it will correspond with Sa and this Sa sound. So sun is in the Sa sound. Moon is at 7 degrees 49 minutes in Pisces, which is Uttar Bhadrapad second pada, and that's the Da sound. I have used the DI to represent the Da sound, and the moon is there. Then Mars is at 20 degrees 36 minutes in Cancer, and Mars is retrograde, and it's in Ashlesha second pada, and it's in Da sound, Da of dog. Mercury is in 5 degrees 33 minutes in Aquarius, that is Dhanishta Nakshatra fourth pada, and in that you have the Ga sound, and that's where you have our Mercury, and it's in fast speed. And the next one is Jupiter, is at 11 degrees 18 minutes in Gemini, which is Ardra Nakshatra second pada, and you have Ka sound over here. And Venus is at 27 degrees 2 minutes in Pisces, and it is in Revati Nakshatra and fourth pada of that, which is the Cha sound. So Venus is in the Cha sound. Saturn is at 17 degrees 22 minutes Pisces, Revati Nakshatra, but first pada where you have the day sound, which is Saturn. And Rahu or North Node, I didn't translate it here, but Rahu is North Node, 28 degrees 11 minutes in Pisces, which is again fourth pada of Revati Nakshatra, which has Cha sound, and Rahu will be placed there. And Ketu is at 28 degrees 11 minutes in Virgo in Chitra Nakshatra, second pada, which is the Pa sound. Okay, so now there are three kinds of aspects used in this particular chakra. So there is a diagonal left. If any wherever imagine in anywhere the planet is placed, it's always looking towards the middle. So if you're looking towards the middle, so your left and right changes depending on which side your nakshatra is in. So the diagonal left is for denoting fast speed, and the straight means forward, like if something is in Sa and it is aspecting Ra, that is the direct or the straight aspect. And the third one is the diagonal right, which is the retrograde. So if a planet is sitting here, so this Jupiter is retrograde, it is facing the middle here. So from wherever it's facing, its right direction is here. So Jupiter is aspecting in this direction. Okay, and that is a retrograde aspect. So let us begin placing aspects, starting with Sun and the Moon. So these are the aspects of the Sun, Moon, both the nodes. They have they have aspects in all three directions in this particular system. I'm speaking only for this particular system. So I'm not claiming that nodes have multiple aspects in other kinds of charts. Okay, so in this particular system, Sun is having three aspects, and from Sa it is aspecting Ha and Ra and Ja. Moon is in Da, and it is aspecting Ka, Pa and Ba. Next we have the nodes, and as you can see, Moon and Ketu are aspecting each other. So let's represent that. And let's see where North Node is aspecting. It's in Cha. North Node is in Cha. From there, it's aspecting Va sound and Ya sound and Ta sound, Ta for talk. And South Node from Pa is aspecting Bha of Bharat, Da and Da of Delhi, and Ka sound. Next, we have Mars is retrograde. And from the sound, retrograde Mars is aspecting Mercury. So this aspect, and Mercury is in fast speed, so Mercury is also aspecting Mars. And Jupiter is retrograde. Jupiter is aspecting Moon and Saturn. And out of those, I think Moon and Saturn are both aspecting Jupiter as well. Then you have Venus. Venus is in normal speed. It is having a direct aspect on Ta. And Saturn, as I said, it has a fast speed. So now